Alrighty everyone, welcome back. It is now November 27th of 2023, and with the Marvel's box office situation only getting worse for Bob Iger's reputation, let alone also Kevin Feige's over at Marvel Studios, we can't forget about director Nia DaCosta, who fully supports Disney's usage of DEI and their overall view of their agenda-driven strategies with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and even other brands out there like Star Wars and just their Disney films in general. This is IGER. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. Now, the thing about Nia DaCosta, and we talked about this, is that she really pointed the finger at the fans that were speaking their opinion, really kind of speaking their mind and what they felt about the direction of the MCU, labeling them all these different names. You guys know exactly what we're talking about, and this was a big piece of the drama about a week and a half ago that only made matters worse. Well, as it turns out, this is another reason why Disney recently let go of her 10-project deal, and this is exactly why Bob Iger is only setting himself up for failure. Now, we know that, like I've always said this before, when the chips are down, they all eventually eat each other, much like the Joker said in The Dark Knight, alright? So, looking at everything here with Disney's overall situation has a lot to do with Nia DaCosta and exactly how she's taking action now against Disney after her firing from several projects within the MCU. As we discussed a couple of days ago, Kevin Feige and other Marvel producers are backing her to kind of get those projects reinstated. More on that a little bit later. Now, with the Marvel's director Nia DaCosta recently fired by Disney from a 10-project deal, which, by the way, most of which involved only a handful of episodes that she would be directing from multiple TV shows for the MCU, after the Marvel's, of course, box office situation, that was all come to a conclusion and to an end, basically. Now, one major development has to do with how she is reportedly now taking legal action against Disney after she believes that she was wrongfully fired from her role in the MCU. A crucial update to this ongoing drama is that Nia DaCosta has already been active in taking legal action against Disney after she believes that Disney fired her based over a toxic community of fans that convinced others to not attend the Marvels. Nia DaCosta has already sided with those like Kevin Feige and other Marvel producers that have been trying to convince Disney to reinstate her projects. However, this has been working to no avail. Nia is already blaming a lack of leadership and mismanagement by Bob Iger for her firing over a common misconception about her role with the Marvels as a director and her directing style. Nia is already making legal warnings as well because she was reportedly deeply signed on for this multi-project deal by contract, and that she reportedly did everything that Disney asked her to do with her PR to speak against what she and Disney call the toxic male demographic, going against the Marvels. Nia was instructed by Disney to make that statement which attacked the fans that were speaking their mind about the film and building up criticism, which also sparked more backlash, which was the final push that Disney based her firing on, aside from her directing style with the Marvels, that led to its box office collapse. Now, already Bob Iger and the board of directors have been pushing Kevin Feige to stand down and to part ways from communicating with Nia DaCosta to prevent any further drama. However, Kevin is reportedly unwilling to go, of course, away from this and backing off on this attempt to reinstate her role over at Marvel. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but both Kevin and Nia are seemingly very tight. They are seemingly very much connected. They want to keep her going. Kevin wants to keep her going in the MCU for whatever reason we're not quite sure about just yet. But one specific element to that is that Kevin believes that Nia really is the future when it comes to directing MCU TV shows, specific episodes of those on the Disney Plus streaming service. Specifically, Nia DaCosta was actually aimed to direct a handful of episodes for Ms. Marvel Season 2, an Ironheart spin-off series that's going to be announced in February. We'll talk more on that later, and others. Alright, so this 10-project deal, let me just be very clear, it wasn't going to be as big or as important as you think it would be. It was all about directing an episode here and there for specific TV shows. Alright, some of which involved 2 major movie releases that she was going to direct as well that have been shelved. She's no longer a part of that. And really, what's interesting though is that a part of her taking action against Disney here, illegally so, has a lot to do with the fact that she is now blaming Bob Iger for his lack of leadership skills and mismanagement of the Marvels and her role at Disney/Marvel Studios. They told her what to say against the toxic community, against, what she calls the toxic community and Disney too, and pointing the finger at them as to the reason why this movie is not meeting box office expectations. So basically what it boils down to, the final nail in the coffin for Nia's role at Marvel had a lot to do with Disney telling her what to say and how to say it. She did that, and then Disney blamed her for kind of not doing that correctly, essentially. And that's where things get out of hand further. Now, down the road here, Nia DaCosta is also completely focused on taking her legal stance in different directions aimed at Disney for their improper management of her PR moves that she was instructed to do for the Marvels, something that Disney based her firing on as well. Nia reportedly never went off script or off planning of what she was told to say, generally speaking, in response to the ongoing criticism by fans based on Disney's direction for the Marvel Universe, which is another example of how here in this case, like I said before, they all eventually eat each other and go against each other when the chips are down. Another dramatic situation right now for Bob Iger to handle is the complete revamp of the MCU roadmap, which is also getting adjusted, and Disney is going to expedite that beginning this December, that will go into full effect next year. And that's another thing, by the way, guys, is that the roadmap is getting shifted around drastically for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This is going to include delays, swapping of release dates, specific titles getting swapped around as far as what comes first or after. And we know that there's a lot of things happening with Bob Iger. A lot of people just want Bob Iger out. They feel that he is really just not the right CEO right now for Disney. But can I just say this? It's not really a CEO problem at the end of the day, nor is it really a board of directors issue. I mean, we gotta really look at the weed here, the root cause, and that is the top shareholders, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street. I can't really, stop saying this because a lot of people need to be informed that these are people that are funding all this nonsense with ESG and DEI into all these projects, and Disney can't really get away from that because they know that this is exactly, what's funding them in the end. Now, I'm not saying that Disney's innocent in all this. They fully support what those shareholders believe in and what should be pushed into these overall projects, be it film, television, the parks, whatever it may be. But overall, I would love to hear what you all have to say about this overall situation with the Marvel's box office failure. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.